how frustrating is it? You know all that information that you need exists. You can read it, and you can talk to people about it, and you can still not really understand it, and nobody likes that. So here, we're going to take all of that massive information and we're going to break it all down into simple language that everybody understands. You have made that decision. You're going to set up that business. You can't wait to go. And the first thing that anybody asks you for is your legal status? What is the answer to that question? What does the question even mean? But you are motivated, so you will ask, and the answer can come back to you like this. Am I a physical person or a moral person? You'll work out that they want to know, are you an entreprise individuelle, which includes micro-enterprises, just a scaled-down, simplified version of the full-size entreprise individuelle, or are you a limited company? Well, there are a few, but an entreprise individuelle is made up of only one business owner. One owner, one director, one decision maker, and that person is you. Whereas a limited liability company, well, an EARL is a one-person limited liability company, but all the others are made up of at least two people and sometimes a lot more. Next big difference, an entreprise individuelle is pretty easy and cheap to set up, whereas a limited liability company is way more complicated and it's going to cost you a lot more euros. Difference number 3, and I think the one you need to be clearest about right now, we're going to explain with an example. So, here's Mel. Mel can look at me like that as many times as he likes. I'm just going to leave him like that. Mel is an entreprise individuelle or a personne physique when he is working as an actor or as a director. The money that Mel gets paid when he does that work is Mel's own personal revenue, and that's how it's considered for tax purposes. And Mel pays income tax, impôt sur le revenu, on that money because income tax is how entreprise individuelle or personne physique are taxed. But now here is Mel's production company called Icon Productions. It's a limited liability company, which means that it is not Mel and Mel is not it. It is a completely separate entity. And when Icon gets paid, then that money belongs to Icon. And they don't pay income tax, they pay impôt sur les sociétés, they pay company tax, because that's how personnes morales are taxed. Then when Mel works for Icon, then Icon pays Mel. Are you enjoying this video so far? Give it a thumbs up. Do you want to see more videos like this one? You know what to do. What is my social reason? Well, it's not really that deep. It's just asking you for the name of your business. A limited liability company needs to have its own name. If you are an entrepreneur individuel, then this will just be your name. That does not mean that you can't have a nom commercial, which you will use for marketing purposes. My brother-in-law has an entreprise individuelle, so even though the raison sociale is his name, the boat is called Petit Roi, and when they advertise what they've caught and what they're selling, then that's how they advertise it, in the name of Bateau Petit Roi. Small side note, an entreprise individuelle can perfectly well have employees. My brother-in-law has 6, and here's my gorgeous nephew working for his dad. Charges sociales have been the bête noire of many small businesses in France. They are compulsory and you absolutely need to know about them before you start. You may ask an accountant, if I earn X amount of money, then how much tax will I pay? And your accountant may well give you an estimation of how much tax you will pay. And you may think, wow, that's great, that's not very much at all. But what he may not tell you about is the charges sociales, because he will just assume that you already know about them. So that you do know about them, here is a list of the charges sociales you will have to pay. As you can see, they are numerous, and these are not charges sociales, these are called prélèvements sociaux, CSG and CRDS. They are strictly speaking taxes, and they were introduced in the 1980s at the time as temporary taxes. I'm not really sure who believed that, but that's how they got through Parliament anyway. And surprise, surprise, they are still with us today. And on top of that, yes, you will also pay income tax as well. So be prepared before you think or set up any kind of business in France. I have tons of ideas for videos. If there's something you especially want to know about, then put it in the comments at the bottom and I'll see what I can do for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I'll bring you another video very soon.